Hello, how are you? Gosh, it's hot in the UK, isn't it? Wow. I thought I'd come on and say hello. I'm finding this new Facebook Live interface very strange because I can't see myself at all. And I don't even know where the comments come up. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not. But it's a little bit disconcerting. So if I'm not quite as fluid, perhaps, as I might usually be, that's why, because I'm on this funny interface. But I wanted to just come on, say hello, quick catch up, see how you are. My goodness, the world is just crazy, isn't it? I've been reading, writing, and podcasting a lot about Black Lives Matter. And if you would like to take part in some of that, please go and check out two of my most recent podcasts. I started season 5. Can you believe that? Season 5 of my podcast already. Can't believe that. So I have two that are absolutely. I'm really proud of them actually, and they are very powerful. I've had some fantastic feedback on them. So the first is with Kwavi Agbe, who, if you've listened to the podcast, you may remember her from season 1. She's a midlife lifestyle coach, but she's come on to talk to me about, her experience of racism day to day, and having 2 teenage sons. It's pretty hard. It's a pretty difficult situation to be in. So there's that one, which is the title of that is Why Black Lives Matter with Kwavi. And then another one is with Kimberly McCormick. Now, I encountered Kimberly in a marketing group on Facebook, and I heard her speak, and I just thought, oh my goodness, she's so powerful. And she had this fantastic way of getting through white defensiveness about Black Lives Matter, because I know a lot of us can be feeling a little bit defensive. I know I have a tendency to get defensive, but my eyes have been opened over the last few weeks since this all kicked off. But Kimberly has such a powerful way of communicating everything about what's going on, and the fact that we have to try and see it through the lens of 400 years of history and 400 years of oppression, so that no matter how much we may struggle with the way it's being presented or what people are saying or how they're saying it, we need to remember 400 years. So go and listen to Kimberly if you, she's just, I could listen to her all day. She's quite remarkable, really, a remarkable woman. And she works at the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. And I'm sure she's having a really busy time because of that. She's also a diabetic, running a group for diabetics, so she's classed as a vulnerable person with COVID. So she's got this, perfect storm of circumstances, but she took the time to talk to me, I was very grateful for that. So go and check those out. But actually, I wanted to talk to you about my latest podcast guest, as well as my 2 on Black Lives Matter. But my latest is a wonderful Welsh woman called Julie Owen Moylan. And the title of the podcast with her is Making the Most of Your Heartbeats. Julie is a fabulous, fabulous woman, but she's about to become a published author at the first time at nearly 60, right? She's had this dream of becoming a novelist, I think, pretty much all her life. But she's about to make that dream come true. She's already written the novel. She's already got herself an agent, and she's out there finalising her book deal, which is terribly exciting. But she's a very inspiring woman. She also has what I find really quite interesting. She's this massive following on Twitter. And that was how I first came across her, as I've come across lots of fabulous women on Twitter that I will then want to interview on the podcast. So if you are wondering where you might want to go next, because I feel that this perfect storm of midlife has kind of been put on steroids by the perfect storm of COVID and the social justice movement now, and the impact that lockdown has had on the environment. All of this just seems to be happening all at one time. 2020, I think, will go down in the annals of history as just being the most incredible year, not a disaster of a year, but the year when we all went, wow, this isn't really how we want our world to be. This isn't what we want in our lives. And that can be the big global thing, as well as our individual lives, our midlife lives, and where we're going to go next. Because if you know anything about me and what I talk about incessantly, it's about making the very most of your next chapter, making sure that midlife is magnificent. You know, not that you're struggling through it, not that you're stuck in the middle of it, not that you're, you know, throwing spaghetti against the wall and trying to work out what will stick, because there's just no time to think and be clear and ponder and process and recalibrate with you and who you want to be going forward and what you want to do with your life, so that you're not just living the life you've ended up with, but you're creating the life that you want. So if you want the inspiration, go and listen to Julie, because she's made it happen and she's got all sorts of, you know, lots of inspiring things to tell you about, and she's such a laugh as well. We had such a giggle. So go and listen to that. But at the same time, you know, if what she has done strikes a chord with you, and you'd like to explore this further, I have free breakthrough calls on Zoom where we can just sit down for half an hour. It's completely free, and you can come with any issue you might like, but basically we'll take a look at your life, and I will work out, I will try and get my not inconsiderable brain power applied onto your life and whatever problem you want to bring, and I'll see if I can get you through to the other side and give you some pointers, some ideas as to where you might want to go next. Now, obviously, I do this because I am a midlife mentor. I have a midlife mentoring program. But the first step is completely free, you know, and afterwards you want to do something with me, you do something with me. If you don't, you don't. You know, you can have this session with me. It's my gift to you, because I see so many women who are stuck. And sometimes all you need is a different perspective. All you need is somebody coming in and saying, oh, so there's that. What about this? Okay, so those calls are free and we do them on Zoom. I'm going to put the link in the comments. So if you want to come and have a breakthrough call with me, come do that. And I'm going to put the link in to the podcast with Julie. And if you follow the link to the podcast with Julie, you'll find the other two podcasts as well. Obviously, you'll find all of them. I'm a podcast fan. That's why I created a podcast. And I know a lot of people don't listen to them yet. But just think of it, like, I'm sure you're on Netflix, aren't you? So you go and watch things on demand on Netflix. Well, podcasts are just like audio, talk audio. Mostly it is all talk, pretty much podcasts are. Sometimes they can get very creative and be a story. Mine isn't a story, but mine is, you know, interviewing amazing women, basically. Sometimes I do a solo one, which is me just pondering. But they are, it's like audio Netflix, basically. And, you know, when you go walking the dog, when you're cleaning the house, when you're cooking the dinner, just put them on, yeah? Play it from your phone, play it from Spotify, play it from your laptop. You can play it from my website or any podcast app. So go and check those out. And, yeah, if you want to come and have a breakthrough call with me, then do that. Because if not now, when? Seriously, if this year has taught me anything, I mean, I was already at the stage of I don't want to waste another millisecond. And when Julie talks about, you know, when she evaluates things in her life, and she said it was her husband who'd come up with this phrase, and he said, because she was debating whether to carry on writing, basically, whether to carry on investing in writing to write her novel. And her husband said, well, is it a good use of your precious heartbeats? And she thought about it and she thought, yeah, this is what I want to do. It is a good use of my precious heartbeats. It's what turns me on, what excites me, it's what gets me up in the morning. and out of bed and excited about what I'm going to be doing. So there you go. I want that for you as well. So if you want to come and talk to me, do that. Listen to the podcast. If you're not a member of the Flock yet, which is our private group, come and join that. So yeah, I hope to see you around soon. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. And I'm going to see if I can work out this new interface to turn this off now. Right. Cheers then. Stay cool. It's hot out there, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I've got the hair up, so I'm a bit cool. This is my hot flush system. And it gets really hot, the hair just disappears. Anyway, all right, I'm waffling on. All right, great to see you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.